we inserted a new faculty through the post, right? And that added a new faculty in there. But we can certainly add new faculty just by inserting, just regular insert. And so let's add a couple more. Let's add Tim Berners-Lee as a faculty. And let's go here and let's paste it in there. Let's see if there's any syntax errors. Let's see, tenured. User, first name, last name, password, username, D type, office, and Tim Berners-Lee is like right next to Ada, and he's also tenured. So let's execute this. So let's execute that, and then let's do a query and see that now we have two faculty, right, that are next to each other, and they're both tenured, right? So if we ask for the faculty, we get two of them, right? So it's using that faculty as a distinction to know that that is the data type that you want. All right, so let's all right, we already have Ada, and if we ask for the faculty, we get both of them. So let's implement another one, the student, right? Another class, derived class from the same base data type user. So to do that, it'll be very similar. It'll have some of the same aspects of a faculty. So this will be derived from user. So this will be student and the superclass will be com.jga.user. And let's finish that. Is that not where it is? Oh, it's models. Models. There we go. All right, so in here we're gonna just copy a couple of private properties. We'll just paste them in there and generate the setters and getters that go along with this. Plus the constructor with no arguments. There we go. And we're going to declare this as an entity. And create a repository for this, a student repository. So let's copy this, and under repositories, we say new class is student repository. And the content is going to be that. And we're going to have to bring the student model that we just created. And we don't need the faculty. There we go. All right. Okay, I think this should be student. Okay. All right, so we have the repository, and we can perhaps create if we restart the server, we can see the schema change on the user table. Let's see, is this starting it? Okay, it started, and we can look at the schema. Send the create. You'll notice that now it has added, right, the two fields, JPA and graduation year, right? And if we create a new student, we can just create a student just by inserting the student, right? So for instance, in the insert here somewhere, where's our insert? Somewhere I had an insert. Okay, over here, we can insert, here we can insert, let's see, D type, and we can insert, what is it, GPA, right? And the other one was what? What are the other columns? Refresh. As graduation year. So this is graduation year. And GPA here is 3.8. Oops, did I No, I don't mean to do that. So the type would be that they're a student, and the GPA is 3.8, and they're going to graduate. What is it an integer? I forget. What did I declare the graduation year as? Student. The graduation year is an integer. Okay, so this will be 2019, and the student might be Dan Brown, D Brown. I have C Brown, right? I don't have D Brown. Okay, D Brown, and so that's the password. Username the same. Let's insert this. So let's insert that, and we can just retrieve that to see that we have a student in there. Okay, we have a student, but notice that we don't have we have nulls for the office and the tenure, right? So if we want to retrieve all the students, we can create here a query that can retrieve all the users. Where is it? Here, find all the students. So we'll create a student service real quick. Here, let's see. Let's go to the services. We'll say new class student service, and in here, let's copy the implementation for the student service. It's gonna auto wire the repository. Let's import this. Import the auto wired. Let's import the student repository that we just created. Let's import the get mapping, the data model for the student, and the implementation here is that it will return all students as a list, or you can leave it as iterable, right? If you don't want to cast, right? But I always prefer to go as high as possible in the inheritance chain to make it as generic as possible, right? So let's cast and let's restart, and let's see if we can get a hold of that one student that we created. All right, let's see. So if we go back here and change this to be student, notice that we have Dan Brown being added. So it's smart enough to distinguish between faculty and students. All right, awesome. Let's move on to something more interesting.